Did you ever realize that nobody really cares if you are spending hours or days, if you like doing it or not, if you have analog gear or you have plugins, if it's digital or you run it through actual tape or something? Nobody cares. That's the brutal truth about it. People only care of the end result. It needs to carry emotion, good qualities to it. It needs to be balanced. It's supposed to sound good in the monitors, in the club, in the car, in a little Bluetooth speaker such as JBL or whatnot. Nobody cares. That's the brutal truth about it. And that's actually fine sometimes, because that's what we signed up for. We fix the problems. We get to do different tricks, and those are techniques on how to achieve certain audio qualities. Nobody really cares if you own a studio or you rent a studio, if something is wrong with your unit and something was replaced so now it doesn't actually sound the same, but they want the same end result as expected, which is not always the case. We cannot work without the equipment, without the software. It requires us to have a place to have it all consistent, working, set up, be laid out and ready to go at any given point. One of the issues that we run into sometimes, people are so much in love with their demo that they listen 200 times over the past couple of days. They want a better result, but they also expect it to be roughly sounding the same, which could be ugly at times. If you reduce the amount of distortion, now it's not as juicy. Or if your master is definitely better on equal gain, which is the unity gain, your master could be better, but their demo was so much louder, you pretty much cannot put it in the same ballpark because the converters are clipping, the plugins are all almost like filled to the brim in the red. But if you don't deliver the same loudness, then the brain perceives quieter as worse. Even if it's not, that demo love you have to accommodate, and it's not always easy to do. So yeah, nobody really talks about it. Nobody cares if you shifted something to the side channel because now, oh, it's a 3D effect. Nobody cares if you chopped or compiled or removed clicks and pops. If you made that woofiness a little bit more transparent, better sounding. They just want it clean, loud, balanced, emotional. They just want to press play and enjoy. It's just the brutal truth that nobody really speaks about. But I do, because once it hit me, I was like, OMG, I'm just a file maker. Eventually, all the audio can be transferred to a cassette, CD, mini disc, but in the digital realm, these are files. And because the expected result is so simple, just a file. And people just want to enjoy. They don't like to pay up money for that because it seems very simple, although it's not. Nobody cares if your chain had hardware, thousands of dollars per unit. The end listener expects to pay you very little because they get something entirely intangible. File. It's not a piece of art you put on the wall or something like that. It's not even a piece of gear, it's a file. We as sound engineers, we expect better payment because of the time invested and the effort. Until the artist sees how you work and how much time it takes you to do it, they would never realize. I'm like, look, come record, and we're gonna sit down and start doing stuff. And you're gonna see it's not easy. But most people don't. Some people do. And then they're like, yeah, I get the point. Yeah, I thought it takes 5 minutes, but it actually takes 40 minutes. So if we wanna do the whole thing, maybe it'll take more than I expected. I'm like, exactly, bro. So now you know. And now you know as well. Kind of get along with it. If you're a sound engineer, realize that because people receive a file, they're gonna compare it to something, and that's the only thing they care about. If you are a musician and you expect somebody to do it for you, then you gotta understand that it takes long hours just to set a correct setting on all of the pieces of equipment, if it's analog or in the plugins. The positioning of the two knobs, just the two knobs, could be from the minimum to the maximum, and then all the different parameters in between, and they yield different results. It takes you like a very quick move to just, start somewhere, because, my default position is like tish, 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 tish. That's it. But then committing to a certain track, it might need subtle shifts, and those subtleties, they take a lot of time. And if you have gear like I do, like let's say 5, these units have around 150 parameters that are tweakable. If I do it and somebody's like, oh no, can you then I gotta repeat everything. It could take 2 hours. If you enjoyed this much as I do, it'll probably be fine at the end of the day, but you would also expect the people you work with to be constructive. Sometimes people listen to it and nah, man, I don't like it. I like the previous result. And then they leave you in question, what's wrong? Why not? Saying, I don't like the track is very easy, but considering the hours spent tweaking everything, layering, marking everything, just doing that kind of work, they need to realize that you have spent lots of time. Sometimes they just want more juice. They just want more volume. They just want a different balance. They want something quieter or louder, or maybe something is undercompressed, overcompressed, and they just need to put it out in words. Those people need to get constructive by stating what exactly is that they want.